for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
This Sunday morning in the Bronx started with that bitter taste of expecting a feast and getting served leftovers because the New York Yankees front office decided to make a move that frankly raises more questions than answers about this team's actual commitment to winning right now. While the fan base is biting their nails and refreshing news feeds, hoping to read the name of Cody Bellinger or some other star who actually changes the level of our roster, what we got was confirmation coming from John Heyman of the New York Post that the team has signed veteran Paul DeJong. Yeah, you heard that right. We are talking about a minor league deal with an invite to Major League Baseball spring training. Now, I know the first reaction is disdain, and rightfully so, but we need to dissect what this means coldly, because the numbers tell a story of decline that we cannot ignore. Paul DeJong is a 32-year-old player who has had his glory days. I won't deny that. If we go back to 2019, when he was wearing the San Jose Louis Cardinals jersey, he was a legitimate all-star, posting a BAR of 5.2 with a batting average of .233 and an OPS of .762. At that moment, he looked like a fundamental piece for any infield, someone who brought solid defense and a competent bat. However, baseball is a what-have-you-done-for-me-lately sport, and DeJong's recent track record is, to be polite, concerning. Over 9 seasons in the league, his career average has dropped to just .229 with an OPS of .710. These are not the numbers of someone coming in to solve the problems of a team that calls itself a World Series contender. What is most frustrating about this move is the context in which it happens. The New York Yankees are historically the predator in the market, the team that sets the pace and forces others to react. But this offseason, we are seeing a passivity that borders on negligence. Bringing DeJong in to fight for a spot on the main roster sounds like a low-risk, extremely low-reward bet, an attempt to find value where the market has clearly indicated there isn't much left to extract. He is a veteran who has struggled to stay relevant, and putting him in our training camp as a solution or even as reliable depth is ignoring the clear signs of physical and technical decline he has shown. Yankees fans are smart, we know the game, and we know the difference between a strategic signing and a move by someone just plugging holes with what was left on the shelf. When we look at Paul DeJong's performance since the 2022 season, the situation gets even more alarming and justifies the skepticism that took over social media earlier today. Since that year, he has accumulated a pitiful batting average of .209 with an OPS of .636 and, perhaps the most damning stat of all, an OPS plus of 77. For those not familiar with this metric, 100 is the league average, meaning he has been about 23% worse than an average league hitter over the last few seasons. And it's not like he played in just one bad spot. He bounced around the league like a journeyman, wearing the jerseys of the Chicago White Sox, Kansas City Royals, San Francisco Giants, Cardinals again, Toronto Blue Jays, and Washington Nationals. When a player goes through 6 teams in a short span of time, that is a screaming red flag that teams are looking, kicking the tires, and quickly discarding what they see. This signing isn't a splash. It is a cheap band-aid on a wound that needs surgery. If you want analysis that doesn't sugarcoat things for the front office and get straight to the point about what's happening in the Bronx, subscribe to the channel right now and hit the bell, because here the talk is straight up from fan to fan. What makes this Sunday even harder to swallow is looking sideways and seeing what our direct rivals in the American League East are doing. While we are signing minor league deals with declining veterans, the Toronto Blue Jays just secured Kazuma Okamoto, an international talent in the prime of his 29 years, and teams like the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles continue moving aggressively to improve their young cause. Brian Cashman's response to the arrival of a Japanese star in Toronto was bringing in Paul DeJong. This sends a terrible message that the planning for 2026 is focused on budget containment and not dominance. There is still time on the clock this offseason, sure, but patience is running out and the window of opportunity for big names is closing. This move reinforces the narrative that the Yankees don't plan to spend big, preferring to bet that they can fix broken veterans instead of paying for the premium talent that is already ready. It is a risky strategy and, frankly, unworthy of the Pinstripes. Now, I want to hear from you guys because my opinion is clear. Do you think Paul DeJong still has gas in the tank to be useful coming off the bench? Or is this just another sign that the front office has thrown in the towel regarding big signings this window? Comment down below. Honestly, I want to know if you are as worried as I am with this lack of ambition. Let's keep monitoring every step, but the warning light is flashing hard at Yankee Stadium.